Hi everyone, welcome to TalentSprint. A very good evening to all of you out there who is watching me live right now. Yesterday we spoke about IBPS PO and how to apply for that exam. Today again I'm going to talk about something very important related to IBPS PO. So if you are looking for a dream job, IBPS PO is the exam for you. Your dream banking job, you can get it through this exam. Now, are you eligible for that exam or not? Let us understand that. The main things about the eligibility is the nationality, age, and obviously your education qualifications. So speaking about the nationality, definitely you have to be a citizen of India. That's definitely one of the major things, and I'm sure whoever wants to get into banking job already knows that. So I'm not really focusing on that too much right now. To know more about the nationality, you can definitely check out the IBPS notification, the hard copy of it or the soft copy. You can check it out there in detail, because there are certain things about if you are from Tibetan, from there also you can apply. So there are few things. If you're from Bhutan, you can apply. If you're from Nepal, subject to Nepal, you can apply. So there are other terms and conditions to this, so you can go ahead and look into that for a better understanding if you have any doubts. Speaking about the age, that's something I'm going to focus on today. You have to be 20 years minimum. Okay, so your minimum age has to be 20 years and your maximum age should be 30 years to be able to apply for this exam. So when I say 20 years minimum, that means you should be by 1st August of this year, you have to be 20 years minimum. That's the criteria. Okay. So when I say 20 years minimum and 30 years maximum, that is not earlier than 2nd August 1987. You should not be born any day earlier than 2nd August 1987, and it should obviously not be later than 1st August 1997. Okay, so not earlier than 2nd August 1987 and not later than 1st August 1997. So including these two dates and the year, definitely your age has to be 20 years minimum and 30 years maximum. Okay, I hope it's clear. The other things, there are certain age relaxation that we have in IBPS PO exam, depending upon your caste and so on. So the age relaxation is according that if you're from SC or ST, that is scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, you have 5 years of age relaxation. So anybody who is 35 or 34 will also be eligible to write this exam if you belong to SC or ST category. The other age relaxations are for OBC. If you are from OBC category, then it is 3 years. If you are a person with disability, then your age relaxation is of 10 years. So anybody who is around 39, 38, 40 also will be eligible to write the exam depending upon the disability there. Other things, that is all for 5 years, these things is ex-servicemen. That is, you have to at least have a 5 years of military experience, and if you're an ex-serviceman, you have a 5 years of age relaxation. Similarly, for if you are a resident of Jammu and Kashmir, you have been in Jammu and Kashmir for this 1st January 1980 to 31st December 1989. If you have been living in Jammu and Kashmir as a permanent resident during this period, 1st January 1980 to 31st December 1989, then you have an age relaxation of 5 years. Another thing is, if you were involved in, you were a victim of 1984 riots, then you also have an age relaxation of 5 years. So I hope it is clear. There are certain age relaxation The standard is 20 years minimum and 30 years is maximum, and the certain age relaxation, that is for 5 years for SC/ST, ex-servicemen. For OBC it is 3 years, and for person with disability is 10 years. So that's about the age relaxation, guys. You now know that whether you are eligible to write or not depending upon the age. Now coming to the qualification, your education qualification is again very important. So it's a very basic qualification that they are looking for, which is you have to be a graduate in any discipline, that is okay, but in a certified university. That is what is the university has to be recognized by the government. So from that university, in any discipline, you have to be a graduate. There was no mention of any kind of percentage cutoff. So there's no percentage cutoff that is mentioned, but you definitely have to have your graduation certificate or the mark sheet must be there with you while you're applying, and you have to mention the percentage. You have to calculate the percentage and mention the percentage while you are applying for this exam. Right, so we spoke about the nationality, definitely a citizen of India. Then we spoke about the age relaxation, and again then we spoke about is a basic qualification, which is nothing but a graduate. Now remember, when you're putting in the marks or the percentage there, if it is 59.99, it is not 60. It is going to be considered less than 60%. Similarly, if it is 54.99, it is going to be considered as less than 55%. Okay, so remember that while you are applying. So you always have to see the closest decimals. Okay, nearest to the decimals, you have to figure out your percentage. You have to calculate your percentage accordingly and mention that in the application form. Alright, so I hope I'm clear with that, and you are very clear about what are the criteria, whether you are eligible to write the exam or not. I'm sure a lot of people out there, you guys are eligible. Just don't waste time. Go ahead and complete your application form right away so that you can then focus on your studies. And coming to the studies, now I'm going to show you a very interesting video, a shortcut that will explain you about percentages, and we are going to learn a new trick through this. Now let me show you that. So this is our platform which we use for our banking aspirants. There are a lot of videos that we have, so use your credentials and go on to our website. Okay, use your credentials and log on. There goes my credentials. Okay, so here this is how our platform looks. You will get today's preparation, which is talking about a particular study plan that we give, certain subject tests, current affairs. It talks about that. We have quantitative aptitude, loads of videos in quantitative aptitude through which you will learn various shortcuts, techniques that will help you to crack the exam, and definitely your time management skills are very important in the exam, so that will be taken care of. Reasoning, English language, all these things are covered here. So what I would say is, don't waste time. Buy our products. You will have the best content, and then you exactly know how to prepare. We will give you a proper study plan that helps you with that. Okay, moving on to today's video that I'm going to show you. We click on quantitative video, and here we will look into something called as percentages today. So let's go on percentage. Like I was talking about, here you have in percentages, if like you see, there are around 34 things that you can do with it. There are around 30 videos that we have with advanced examples, various models that will help you to crack all the questions related to percentage. And today we are going to see model 5. How a trick about model 5 is what we are going to see today. Just give me a moment. So here that is Let me show that to you. And let me just do it full screen for you.
Is B less than A? We have just discussed this concept, right? X is what percentage more or less than Y. So here B is what percentage less than A? Is B less than A? We have just discussed this concept, right? X is what percentage more or less than Y. So here B is what percentage. Since A is 25%, we have just discussed this concept. It does not mean that B is 25%. X is what percentage more or less than Y. So here B is what percentage. Since A is 25%, we have just discussed this concept. It does not mean that X is what percentage more or less than Y. So here B is what percentage. Since A is 25%, we have just discussed this concept. Right? Point to be noted is 25% less is not the answer. So what do we do? A is 25% more than B. Let us assume that B is equal to point to be noted is 25% less is not given. We are just assuming that. So what do we do? A is 25% more than B. Let us assume that B is equal to point to be noted is 25% less is not given. We are just assuming. So what do we do? A is 25% more than B. Let us assume that B is equal to point to be noted is 25% less is not. One 25 is 25% more than 100. But the question says, by what percent is B less than A? By what percent is B less than A? 125 is 25%. Based on the concept that we have discussed, how do we solve this? But the question says, by what percent is B less than A? Remember, we are comparing this A less than A. Based on the concept that we have discussed, how to solve this? But the question says minus by what percentage B A less than A? Remember, we are comparing A will be 125, 25%. And then you can simplify it very quickly, right? So that's the regular way of solving the question, the traditional method. A will be 125%. And then there's another way in which without assuming any value, so that's the regular way of solving the question, the traditional method. So let's assume the second method. And then there's another way in which without assuming any value, so that's the regular way of solving the question. 25%. Let's assume the second method. And then there's another way in which without assuming any is 1/4 of B. Now what is B plus 1 by 4? So which means A is equal to 1/4 of B. 5. Now what is B plus 1 by 4? 1 by 4 gives you 5 by 4. So A is 5 by 4 B. 5 by 4 if you convert to percentage, which means A is equal to 1/4 of B. 5. Now what is B plus 1 by 4? 1 by 4 gives you. So obviously A is 125 by 4 B. 5 by 4 if you convert to percentage, which means A is more than B does not mean that A is equal to 25% of B. It means A is 125% of B, which is 5 by 4B. Now if A is 5 by 4B, it is obvious that B is equal to 4 by 5A. Just take it to the other side. So B will be equal to 4A by 5 or 4 by 5A. Let us convert this fraction into percentage. We all know that 4 by 5 is 80% from our knowledge of percentages and its equivalent fractions. 4 by 5 is 80%. So we can conclude that B is 80% of A. B is 80% of A. Look at it. B is only 80% of A. So how much less than A? 20% less than A. Yes or no? 80% of A can be split as 100% of A minus 20% of A. Right? We can take it as A minus 20% of A. A itself is 100% of A, right? So 100% of A minus 20% of A. So which means it is 20% less. That's what we have got here, right? Minus 20%. So we can conclude that B is 20% less than A. So this is the method where without assuming any value for B, we can solve the given question here. Just you need to convert the percentages to fractions. So we are using this conversion of percentages to fractions to solve this. So 5 by 4B, which becomes 4 by 5A. 4 by 5 is only 80%. Let's say we get only 95%. B is only 95%. 95% of A means it is 5% less than A. So your answer will be 5% less. Very, very easy to follow this. But then we have another method which is much easier than what we have done in the second method. We have already discussed two. Both are correct, right? You can follow whichever is convenient for you. But then there is a third method which takes less than 5 seconds for you to arrive at the answer. We need not put pen on paper at all, right? Without doing any paperwork, you can simplify the given question there. You can solve the given question. So let's see how do we do this. Now this is basically a technique, a kind of trick that you need to follow for answering such questions. See what to do. Look at the question. A's salary is 25% more than B's salary. A's salary is 25% more than B's salary. So let's take this 25%, the given value there, 25%. How much is this in terms of fractions? 1 by 4. 25% more. 25% is 1 by 4. Now look at the actual question. By what percent is B's salary less than A's salary, right? Focus on this term now, right? We have to find out by what percent is B's salary less than A's salary. Some percentage is given, we have converted to fraction. Now we are looking for another percentage. And that percentage will indicate By what percentage? B less than A. Less than A. Basically, we have to reduce this fraction. Less, right? Reduce this fraction. Right? Already we have fraction. Reduce that. We are looking for lesser value. Now, how do you reduce a fraction? There are multiple ways of doing it. To reduce a fraction, you can either reduce the numerator. So when you reduce the numerator, the fraction value decreases. Right? Fraction reduces. Or you can increase the denominator. The fraction decreases. Or you can do both. Reduce the numerator and also increase the denominator. Fraction will decrease. But then, while answering such questions, remember, we'll only work on the denominator. We'll never work on numerator. We should only work on the denominator. Now I have to reduce this fraction. I'll only do something to the denominator to reduce it. I'll not touch the numerator. We should not touch the numerator. So the only choice we have is to increase the denominator. See, my requirement is to reduce the fraction. I want a lesser value. So I'll increase the denominator. We'll increase the denominator. Now the question that arises is, by how much will you increase it? 1 by 4 will become, see, numerator will remain as it is. We will not touch the numerator. So 1 remains 1. Increase the denominator. So 4 plus something. What is that something? That something is nothing but the value given in the numerator. What is the numerator here? 1. So increase by 1. If the numerator is 2, increase by 2. If the numerator is 3, increase by 3. Whatever is the value in the numerator, increase the denominator by the same value. So 1 by 4 becomes 1 by 4 plus 1, which is nothing but 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is what in terms of percentage is 20%. We know this. 1/5 is 20%. So your answer for this question should be 20%. B is 20% less than A. Very simple. Need not put pen on paper at all. 25% 1 by 4. I want less. I will reduce the fraction. I will only work on the denominator. So to reduce the fraction, I should increase the denominator. By how much will I increase the denominator? By the value given in the numerator. So 1 by 4 becomes 1 by 4 plus 1, 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is 20%. And similarly, let's say the question is the other way. A is 25% less than B. So by what percentage is B more than A? Right? Opposite of what is given here. A is 25% less than B. And then by what percentage is B more than A? Same process. Whatever we have done is same thing to be followed. It is just that operation will get reversed. 25% 1 by 4. All good so far. By what percentage B more than A? I want something more. So I have to increase this fraction. Now I've already told you, always work on the denominator. Whether you have to increase or decrease, always work on the denominator. If you have to increase the fraction, the denominator should be reduced. When you reduce the denominator, the value increases. So you have to reduce the denominator. So 1 by 4 will become 1 by 4 minus something. What is that something? The value given in the numerator. 1 by 4 will become 1 by 4 minus 1. 1 by 4 minus 1 is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is what percentage? 33.33%. So your answer for this question, the second question there, should be 33.33%. Which means if A is 25% less than B, then B will be 33.33% more than A. So this is the SMART technique which you can apply and solve such questions in less than 5 seconds. Right? However, I would suggest that you follow these methods as well. Right? Don't forget the concept here. You can apply this always in the exam, but remember the concept because this is very important. This is just a technique, right? Concept is also important. So multiple ways of solving such questions is most convenient to you. And I'm sure you would like to go ahead with this technique there. Just practice on a few more questions and you'll get a good grip over this technique. Let us now take the second example from model 5 of percentages. The question here is, the sales of company N is 40% less than that of company T. By what percent is the sales of company T more than that of N? So quite similar to what we have done in example 1, right? It is just that N is 40% less than T. So by what percent is T more than N? And like we have discussed in example 1, such questions can be answered in multiple methods, right? 2 or 3 different methods. You can follow the one which is most convenient to you. So let us not discuss all the methods this time. We'll directly apply the SMART method, right? The third method that we have looked at in example 1, right? So let's see how do we answer this question. The first step is to look at the percentage, given percentage, which is 40%. 40% in terms of fraction is equal to 2 by 5. Now, by what percent is the sales of T more than that of N? We are looking for something more, which means we have to increase this fraction. How do you increase the fraction? You always have to work only on the denominator, never touch the numerator. So numerator remains as it is, 2 remains 2. The denominator has to be decreased. If you want the fraction to go up, the value to increase, the denominator should decrease. So 5 will be reduced. By how much? By the value given in the numerator. So numerator is equal to 2. So we'll make it as 2 by 5 minus 2. Now what is 5 minus 2? 3. So this becomes 2 by 3. That's it. 2 by 3 is what in terms of percentage? 66.66%. So your answer for this question has to be 66.66%, which means if N is 40% less than T, then T is 66.66% more than N. As simple as that.
Wow, that was so easy, isn't it? I'm sure that before this you may not have found that percentage questions would be so easy to solve. At least it was really easy for me. Earlier whenever I did percentages, it was very difficult. I was scared, in fact. But with this, it was so simple. Guys, you must be thinking that what if you have some doubts once you buy the program. A lot of people think that, okay, online, we can study online, but it is always self-learning. No. If you have any doubts while you are into our program, and if you have any doubts with so many questions you may have about you're not able to solve something, for that also we have our expert. We have Rohit Agarwal, who takes classes every week. So he takes 3 classes every week. We have our expert Sylvia, who takes the English classes. So we have live doubt clarification sessions every week 3 times. So those dates are Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, 6 to 8. We are there for you, where we solve. You give us the question in the discussion forum, and we are there to solve those questions for you and clear all the doubts. And definitely it's not the traditional method that we use. We try to give you the best technique, the most short technique that will help you to crack the exam ASAP. Right? So for that live doubt clarification session, it will help you with all your doubts, whether it's related to the exam, you need certain motivation, you are facing problem in certain places. For all those things, we have the doubt clarification session. So though you're studying online, with online you have 24/7 access to our videos. So if you think that 4 o'clock in the morning you want to study, maybe the classrooms usually are not open, but you can schedule your own timing. You can have a plan of yourself according to your convenient time and write the exam and really do well with it. For the doubts, again, you may think, who is going to clarify my doubts? I don't have friends. Whom should I go? We are here. We are here for you to help you out with your preparation at every stage. So the answer to it is just enroll to our program, and you do not have to bother about your doubts anymore. You do not have to bother about what to study, when to study. But yes, what you have to really be bothered about is give us that time. You have to put in your efforts in the videos. You have to watch the videos. That only you can do it. We cannot, right? We can just give you the material. To how you use the material for your benefit is totally your call. So work on that. And like I said about the live doubt clarification session, you want to see a demo of that, you can see a demo on Wednesdays 6 to 7. We have a public doubt clarification session for our students there. So you can also watch the public doubt clarification session to understand how it happens for the exclusive TalentSprint students. So for exclusive TalentSprint 2 students, we have 2 hours of doubt clarification session. So you get 6 hours of doubt clarification session in a week. Now, isn't that huge? I'm sure it is, which is going to help you out. So you gather all your doubts, come to this live session and clarify all the doubts all at once. You can do that. So isn't that great? So with that, guys, I've shown you the platform. It's so super easy to navigate through the platform. You have the mock test available every Saturday, Sunday. You can write the mock test. You will get a personalized TR report. TR is our bot, proprietary bot, who is going to give you a personalized plan. Now, usually, I'm sure whenever somebody gives you a plan, That's a very generalized plan. It's one plan which suits everybody. But here, Tia will give you a personalized plan, based on your mock test attempt, and she's going to tell you which video you should be watching, where you faltered, what is it that you should do so that you do not do the same mistake again and again. So she's going to help you, and that will help you to actually see the progress. So something like this is very rare, and you can get it in our platform. So don't wait and don't waste your time. Call us on 1800-108-3535 and book your program right now. That's all from my side today. We spoke about the eligibility criteria. We spoke about the age criteria, education that you have to, be a basic graduate you have to be. We spoke about age, like 20 is minimum and 30 is maximum, certain relaxation. We saw a wonderful video which explained you about a shortcut technique for percentage. And again, we discussed about the live doubt clarification session. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you again tomorrow and discuss another part of IBPS PO, help you with certain insights about the exam, and then show you another very good video which will help you in your preparation. Thank you so much, guys, for joining once again. Have a nice evening ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.
By what percentage? B less than A. Less than A. Basically, we have to reduce this fraction. Less, right? Reduce this fraction. Right? Already we have a fraction. Reduce that. We are looking for lesser value. Now, how do you reduce a fraction? There are multiple ways of doing it. To reduce a fraction, you can either reduce the numerator. So when you reduce the numerator, the fraction value decreases. Right? Fraction reduces. Or you can increase the denominator. The fraction decreases. Or you can do both. Reduce the numerator and also increase the denominator. Fraction will decrease. But then, while answering such questions, remember, we'll only work on the denominator. We'll never work on numerator. We should only work on the denominator. Now I have to reduce this fraction. I'll only do something to the denominator to reduce it. I'll not touch the numerator. We should not touch the numerator. So the only choice we have is to increase the denominator. See, my requirement is to reduce the fraction. I want a lesser value. So I'll increase the denominator. We'll increase the denominator. Now the question that arises is, by how much will you increase it? 1 by 4 will become, see, numerator will remain as it is. We will not touch the numerator. So 1 remains 1. Increase the denominator. So 4 plus something. What is that something? That something is nothing but the value given in the numerator. What is the numerator here? 1. So increase by 1. If the numerator is 2, increase by 2. If the numerator is 3, increase by 3. Whatever is the value in the numerator, increase the denominator by the same value. So 1 by 4 becomes 1 by 4 plus 1, which is nothing but 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is what in terms of percentage is 20%. We know this. 1/5 is 20%. Your answer for this question should be 20%. B is 20% less than A. Very simple. Need not put pen on paper at all. 25% 1 by 4. I want less. I will reduce the fraction. I will only work on the denominator. So to reduce the fraction, I should increase the denominator. By how much will I increase the denominator? By the value given in the numerator. So 1 by 4 becomes 1 by 4 plus 1, 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is 20%. And similarly, let's say the question is the other way. A is 25% less than B. So by what percentage is B more than A? Right? Opposite of what is given here. A is 25% less than B. And then by what percentage B more than A? Same process. Whatever we have done is same thing to be followed. It is just that operation will get reversed. 25% 1 by 4. All good so far. By what percentage B more than A? I want something more. So I have to increase this fraction. Now I've already told you, always work on the denominator. Whether you have to increase or decrease, always work on the denominator. If you have to increase the fraction, the denominator should be reduced. When you reduce the denominator, the value increases. So you have to reduce the denominator. So 1 by 4 will become 1 by 4 minus something. What is that something? The value given in the numerator. 1 by 4 will become 1 by 4 minus 1. 1 by 4 minus 1 is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is what percentage? 33.33%. So your answer for this question, the second question there, should be 33.33%. Which means if A is 25% less than B, then B will be 33.33% more than more than A. So this is the SMART technique which you can apply and solve such questions in less than 5 seconds, right? However, I would suggest that you follow these methods as well, right? Don't forget the concept here. You can apply this always in the exam, but remember the concept because this is very important. This is just a technique, right? Concept is also important. So multiple ways of solving such questions is most convenient to you. And I'm sure you would like to go ahead with this technique there. Just practice on a few more questions and you'll get a good grip over this technique. Let us now take the second example from model 5 of percentages. The question here is, the sales of company N is 40% less than that of company T. By what percent is the sales of company T more than that of N? So quite similar to what we have done in example 1, right? It is just that N is 40% less than T. So by what percent is T more than N? And like we have discussed in example 1, such questions can be answered in multiple methods, right? 2 or 3 different methods. You can follow the one which is most convenient to you. So let us not discuss all the methods this time. We'll directly apply the SMART method, right? The third method that we have looked at in example 1, right? So let's see how do we answer this question. The first step is to look at the percentage, given percentage, which is 40%. 40% in terms of fraction is equal to 2 by 5. Now, by what percent is the sales of T more than that of N? We are looking for something more, which means we have to increase this fraction. How do you increase the fraction? You always have to work only on the denominator, never touch the numerator. So numerator remains as it is, 2 remains 2. The denominator has to be decreased. If you want the fraction to go up, the value to increase, the denominator should decrease. So 5 will be reduced. By how much? By the value given in the numerator. So numerator is equal to 2, so we'll make it as 2 by 5 minus 2. Now what is 5 minus 2? 3. So this becomes 2 by 3. That's it. 2 by 3 is what in terms of percentage? 66.66%. So your answer for this question has to be 66.66%, which means if N is 40% less than T, then T is 66.66% more than N. As simple as that.